Hey everybody, how's it going? Just got a real quick tutorial for you guys today. So a bunch of you guys were asking about that Satsugai cover I put out last week. Primarily, how the hell did I mix the vocals? And this is probably the heaviest track I've ever done in my entire career of like 20 years of working with garage bands and the occasional nationally signed artist. It was a lot of fun to do, and yeah, the vocals were pretty damn interesting. I got to thank Trey Watson for stepping up to the plate here. I think he did a magnificent job, and we're just going to give you guys a quick once-over of what went on. So this whole song, if you watch the anime, is just about being hyper-aggressive on all levels, and I thought the vocal should kind of fit that way as well. I don't normally mix vocals in this fashion, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to get out of my own comfort zone and try something new, something we all need to do once in a while. Man, I should really do a mix review on Easy Drummer at some point and see what I really think. Anyway, so what we got here is a whole bunch of vocal tracks and a couple of delays. And what I got here? Main vocal. I don't even think I bust these. Oh, we got a main vocal. We got a chorus. And let's see what happens here. Right at the beginning here, we get this big... There's a lot going on right here. If you look right here, I've got two delays going on. I got a short delay and a long delay, and I love putting on long delays for those long sustained bits just to give them extra depth and just, make everything seem that much more, how should we put it, hyper. So what we got here is if we jump into the verse, let's see what we got here. I'm going to expand this up a little bit. Now, I never get to do distortion on vocals, so this was kind of fun. If we listen to this passage, this first verse here by itself with no effects on, it's very different. So let's see what we had going on here. If we drop that into the mix. I am a terrorist straight out of hell. So that's pretty damn dynamic and kind of a little muddy sounding. I think Trey used an SM7. I'm not sure. I can't say for certain, but he used an SM7 in the video, so I'm going to presume he used an SM7 to track with. And so what we did here is, first I thought it'd be cool to put distortion on. So what we used is the Shep's Omni channel, and I just went like extreme settings on this thing. And a lot of it's just, that's a great thing about Reapers, you can just drag and drop things. So when it came to doing all the different backup tracks, it was just basically drop the same thing. So we got a lot of processing going on here on the Shep's Omni channel. First and foremost, we've got the pre. That's a great thing about the Omni channel. It's got that built-in saturation. If we turn that off. It's just adding a bit of saturation. You got three different modes there: odd, even, and heavy. And I just got it heavy and just cranked maximum. We've got a bit of a low pass filter at about 150 hertz just to clean up a ton of the mud there. I love this high pass filter because it's super aggressive. You can just tune it exactly where you need it. It's super useful. So we're gonna roll that back to somewhere reasonable. And we've got the thump knob, thump button, which just adds a bit of bump. A little bit of bottom, and we got the gate on here. I don't know if the gate's actually doing anything. Probably not. But what we also got is a de-esser, but we got it in the mud zone. Like I said, using that SM7 gave us a bit of mud. If we take a listen to what's going on here. Now what it's doing is it's stepping down on those frequencies when they really get out of control there. You can just see it, just kind of kissing it right in here. I am a terrorist straight out of hell. And to brighten things up, we turn the EQ off. I had one EQ curve set, and I sent this to my good buddy Jason Constantine for an evaluation, and he checked the mix out, and he's like, dude, you got to brighten up the vocals a little bit. They're still a little bit muddy. So what we got going on here is 5.5 dBs at like 8K to add a little bit of zing. And down here in the tone region, otherwise known as, the cloudy region, the boxy region, we've got like an 8 dB cut at 351 hertz. That's pretty severe, actually. But it works like a fucking champ. Again, it's not. Don't pay too much attention to what the numbers on the plugin are saying. Just turn the knobs until it sounds good. That's the important way to do it. And we've got it on a compressor. We've got. And we've just got this like almost completely maxed out. It's on a VCA style compressor, so that's what you'd find in, say, a DBX compressor or say an SSL channel compressor, that kind of thing. I just wanted something really aggressive so I could keep the vocals super level and not jump in and out of the mix nearly as much. And then we've got a bit of back end limiting on just so we can crank things up, and that's about it. I am a terrorist straight out of hell. So all that compression, all that saturation I've already added gets thrown to a tape saturation. I am a terrorist straight out of hell. And that almost acts like a limiter. It's just adding a little bit more zing. So like when he really, leans into the vocal, it just hits it so freaking hard. Yeah, Trey just ripped it out there. That's just awesome. And now, because this is, not going for like, stellar human sounding, we added just a tiny bit of the Sound Toys Micro Shift. This is really becoming a favorite plugin, and it's just added ever so slightly just to widen it up a little bit. Yeah, if we really dial that in, it's going to get insane. It's going to be just way too much for the song. But just want to add just a tiny little bit of stuff going on. Now we've got a regular delay going on, like a short delay. Let's add it into. Let's check it out with a verse here. I am a terrorist straight out of hell. And that's the mini delay. It's just adding a little bit of slapback, give it a bit of depth. It's a pretty freaking mono sounding delay. All right, so long delay. I use this to stretch out the sustained bits in the song. As you can see here, I've got these little automation points set up that I've drawn to kind of stretch out the long parts. And I've got a stereo delay setup. I've got it set for 6 to 1/8 notes, left and right, and they're hard panned out. And if we take a listen to this, we get a pretty neat effect. Now, in a mix, you're never going to hear all those regenerations. It just adds to the depth of the song. Let's take a listen to that. And we go to close to the end, or just before the solo. There's a great big sustained piece as well. We take a listen. Let's see what's going on. That's quite the nice tail. We just let's listen to the main vocal there. See what's going on. Almost like fingernails on a blackboard. I really got to compliment Trey Watson there. What an amazing job. Thanks, Trey. That was fucking cool. Next up, we've got 2 tracks for the chorus. And I don't think I've got a delay on that. They're just dry. Let's take a listen. And the delay is still going on. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have fun with this every now and then. But processing on the chorus tracks are pretty much the same. It's just drag and drop because Trey's still hitting that same kind of aggressive level. But we don't have any of the tape saturation going on. For those guys, they're just super clean because you want to get that across. And then we've got our kills in the low background. And once again, those have got a bit of delay going on, and it looks like, a bit of the microshift as well, just to give them kind of an interesting feel. Let's see. Now, if we turn off all the effects, this is what it actually sounds like. So I'm pretty sure I'm hitting this pretty hard with the saturation. No, nothing going on with the de-essing there. Doesn't look like I've got the gate doing anything. Just a lot of saturation. And do we even have a high-end boost? No, but we do have a bit of a cut going on at 382 hertz. And that's about it. Just to brighten shit up a little bit. But on the very end of that, I've got the microshifts set. And if we actually turn those off, we get this. But because these are set to maximum, they're kind of going to fill out the other side because they're panned one way. And I think we're going to get some more depth going on the opposite side of the stereo spectrum. Versus... Yeah, it just brings it a little bit more forward, gives it a little bit more depth. Yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff. Okay, so there we go. That's a very brief mixing extreme vocals tutorial. I guess the overwhelming theme here is don't be afraid to try something new. And if you want extreme vocals, hit it with some saturation. I got to give props to Waves for that Andrew Shep's channel because, wow, does that ever do a fantastic job. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And if you found the video useful, as always, please hit the subscribe button and show your friends. Thanks very much. Take care.